Good morning, and thank you for joining me for this Matrix Fitness live workout. My name's Matt Gleed. I'm one of the master trainers here at Matrix Fitness, and we're going to take you through a workout, conditioning workout. Now, it looks like it's going to be a hot day outside, so we're looking forward to getting you guys a little bit of fitness work early in the day so you can go out and enjoy a little bit of the sunshine. What we're going to do to begin with is get you warmed up, then we'll take you through the main body of the workout, and then some cool downs at the end as well. Each exercise that we do will be for 45 seconds. We're going to do 3 rounds. And each round will have 3 exercises, and we'll do a second circuit of each round, which means that you can then start to learn the exercises and then start to challenge yourself as well. Now, you are going to need just a little bit of space. So I've got myself a little bit of space set up here, a little bit of room to move from side to side. And also I've got a mat nearby me and also a drink and a towel, just in case you start to need a drink or a little wipe down in the heat at any time as well. So let's begin with our warm up. Let's get you moving straight away. So to begin with, just start to open up your arms across your body. You're starting to try and get a little bit of a stretch through the chest muscles and just mobilize through the shoulders. We do have a few upper body exercises coming in, especially in the first round of exercise as well. We've got a few movements there, which will be really good to make sure that you are freely moving straight away. Let's start to rotate round from side to side. We also have some movements where today we're going to challenge your body in all 3 planes of movements. It's very much a 3-dimensional rotational, sagittal and frontal plane, which is really good because it makes you feel good, free movement, and start to condition yourself into all these new explorational ways of training as well. Okay, let's take you into a little bit of a half squat. So I'm just going to turn sideways. I want you to lower your hips down towards your heels and bring yourself back up. Now, I'm not too worried about the depth at the moment, but each time you start to lower your hips down, think about lowering them a little bit further if you can. Try and keep your chin and chest up, and just trying to maintain that good form. Maybe have something just ahead of you to look at, whether it be the computer screen, your phone, or any other device, or maybe it'd just be a reflection in the mirror or a bit of glass as well. Okay, let's take you into a step back lunge. Now, this exercise is going to come up as our very first exercise as well. Now, at the moment, we're going to alternate, but your first exercise that we will do once we've finished our warm-up is going to just be doing this one a single leg. So just keeping your back knee going down towards the floor, equal weight through both legs, so that way then your body position is in the middle of both feet as you lower the back knee down towards the floor in that nice stable position. Okay, loosen it up a little bit. So we've got your body moving a little bit. Let's get your heart rates up. So imagine you've got a skipping rope, and I just want you pushing off the floor, starting to get your heart rates up a little bit higher. We just want to start to push your fitness, and at the same time prepare you to really try and get a little bit more fitness gains as we start to work. Even in a small space like this, we can still do a little bit of fitness work as well. Okay, let's just start to take this skip from side to side. Now, this will start to help you integrate some of your feet, calf, and all of those other muscles connected from the lower limbs up through the body. So that means that you can change direction and start to challenge yourself as well. Okay, let's just scissor those legs forwards and backwards. We've got some movement where we are going to be changing, driving foot. Okay, and just relax there. Let's take you into a little punching combination. So bring your hands up to the side of your head. You're going to jab, cross, jab. We're going to jump 180 degrees and again jab, cross, jab. Now, as we start to throw these punches, you're about to see I'm starting to pivot off my feet. Now, the idea behind this is you're connecting your ankles, knees, hips, and upper spine all at the same time to start to throw these punches forwards. And this will start to integrate all of the muscles together, and at the same time start to integrate all of your back, shoulder, and chest muscles as well. Okay, let's relax those. Just give those arms a little bit of a shake. Now I want you to pivot your feet over to one side. Reach your hands high. Now drive your knee up 3 times into a big range of movement. Pivot over to the opposite side. Same thing. Now, as you start to alternate from side to side, doing 3 in each turn, this will start to increase your range of movement in your hip, but also prepare you for that early lunge back exercise. Now, the first exercise is going to start in 10 seconds. So we'll finish off these last ones, and then we're going to go straight in to those lunges as well. Okay, so the first movement is going to be a big lunge back and down and step back up again. So this is your step back lunge. So I'm just working on one foot to begin with. So the goal here is to maintain your back to be straight and just get that back knee down towards the floor, keeping equal weight through both feet. And if you can, try to find something to focus your vision on. So whether that is a reflection in the glass, whether that be a mirror, maybe it is the monitor, but what you're looking to do is to try and find something to look at that will help your balance and also maintain control. Now, the last 10 seconds, I'm just going to show you the progression that we could go to. So you can see I'm staying into this low position and stepping back in and out there as well. And we'll explore that later in our workouts as well. Now, the next exercise is down to the floor. So I'm going to place my hands onto the floor. And what we're going to do is we're going to kick your foot out towards the side, bring it back to the center, and then over to the opposite side. So let's get moving. It's called a kick sit. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to sit down at almost like a 90-degree angle to the body. So your hands, if they can, stay on the floor. So here's an option for you. You can release the hand up and then place it back down on the floor. Now, the top tip to this one is to make sure that you're pivoting on your foot. So think about the ball of your foot just behind the toes, and you move from side to side as you kick that foot through. Now, the goal here is just to try to create mobility for the hips, but also starting to stabilize through the upper body and extending through the legs as well. And relax there. Now, the third exercise we're going to have a look at in our first round is a bear crawl. So what we're going to do is crawl forwards and backwards. We're going to get you on all fours, so hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We lift your knees off the floor, and then opposite arm and leg start to allow you to crawl forwards and also backwards. Now, this is where you need a little bit of room if you can, but if you don't have much room, it's not a problem. You can just move forwards and backwards on the spot in a very small space as well. Maybe just one step forwards, one step backwards. So you're still alternating between the arm and the leg moving. Now, your goal here is to keep your back as straight as possible. So my top tip for that one would be to keep you looking down towards your hands. Keep control the whole time. Imagine you've got a tray of drinks on your back and want to keep yourself as stable as possible. Okay, let's bring you up. Let's have a look at those three exercises again. Now, remember, when we did those step back lunges, we did a single leg. So I'm going to face the opposite direction and get you set up on the opposite leg this time. Let's bring you into that lunge again. So again, looking forward. Now, you can face the same way and just use the opposite leg. I just want to make sure that the leg that's working is the one that's nearest to you. So you can see the back knee coming down towards the floor and the technique as well. Now, remember what we did for the last 10 seconds on the last exercise? We stayed low, just stepping in and out again. So you can start to keep yourself in that low position anytime you feel like you want to, or you can step up fully as well. Okay, so here's your last 10 seconds. If you want to join me in making the exercise a little bit harder, stay a little bit lower. It's going to be a hot day, I think, today. Good work. Okay, shake those out. Let's bring it down to the floor for those kick sits again. Remember, the hands can stay on the floor as you kick yourself through, or you can lift the hand up. Lifting the hand up gives you a little bit more rotation and makes the exercise a little bit more freely moving. However, if you want to challenge your mobility a little bit more, keep both hands down on the floor. So you've always got options to make exercises easier or harder. Remember to pivot off the ball of your foot. Okay, just over 15 seconds of work to go. Try to keep your hands in contact with the floor. Pivot the foot. Extend the leg fully. And relax there. Okay, let's get you ready for those bear crawls again. So just moving forwards and backwards. Remember, you pick the range that you want to move with. The bigger the range that you've got, obviously creates some more space that you're going to need to travel. So you can always take a smaller range movement if you need to. Let's get you moving. Opposite hand and opposite leg travel. And just alternate. trying to keep the back straight, eyes looking down towards the hands. Now, the nice thing about this exercise is it's low impact and it starts to work all the stabilizing muscles around the upper body, as well as your hips and around your leg muscles as well. So great exercise for combining the whole body to be working without starting to put pressure on joints in terms of doing jumping exercises and powerful movements as well. Just a really good conditioning exercise. Okay, and relax there. Now I'm going to grab a mat and we're going to get you ready for our second round of exercises. Now these exercises are all core exercises. So we've got side plank to begin with. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a 20-second side plank on one side, then a quick transition to the opposite. So let's bring the feet together, up into that side plank position straight away. Now, once we've been here for 20 seconds, it's going to be a very quick transition. I'm going to swap sides, but you could just turn and face the opposite direction. Keep focusing about pushing your hips upwards, so maintaining that tall, strong position. And just relax there. Here's the quick transition, and straight back up onto the opposite side. Holding that strong side plank position. Again, reaching that fist up high towards the ceiling, pushing the hips up high as well. The feet are stacked upon each other. You can really work hard holding this position strong. Last few seconds here, then we're going to go onto your backs and we're going to do a V-sit next. So I'm going to extend my arms and my legs out. And what we're going to do is we're going to exhale as you reach up towards your toes, inhale as you lower yourself back down, and trying to maintain a really tall body position. So arms long, legs long, and reach up, then slow controlled movement on the way down. Now, if you want a slightly easier option, shorten the length of your body. And the best way to do that is to bend your knees and think about bringing your knees to elbows. The longer your legs are, the harder this exercise is going to be. So think about that big range of movement. If we can keep the arms long, that would be your better standard if you can. Big range of movement, keep reaching up high, then lower yourself back down. Always trying to maintain as much control as possible. Good. Exhale as you reach up. Good, okay, let's turn you over onto your front. The next exercise is actually a very nice balanced exercise. So it's called a toe reach with a Superman. Now the toe reach we've done a few times. From a press up position, you reach your toes. Once you've done both sides, we're then going to lift the arm up off the floor into what we're going to call a Superman, and then repeat. So let's reach for the toes. Bring yourself back to that plank position, and then reach one arm off the floor, and then the other arm. This is going to require a lot of stability through the shoulder and a lot of stability through your core, because your goal is not to shift too much from side to side. So keep that range of movement going. So lifting the hips up as you reach for the toes, and then really try and hold them still as you lift one hand off the floor and then the opposite hand as well. And just keep repeating that movement just so we can maintain a nice steady rhythm here. And relax there. Great job. Okay, let's do those three exercises again. So we've got the side plank to begin with, 20 seconds each time, feet stacked upon each other, and then a really nice quick transition to your V-sit as well. Starting in 3, 2, up we go. Hold that strong side plank position. Remember, the focus is on keeping your hips high. So if your mind starts to wander, just really think about pushing those hips high again. Good. Just another 5 seconds here. Then we'll have our quick transition over to the opposite side in 3, 2, 1. Here it is. The quick transition straight onto the opposite side. Straight up again. We'll hold another 20 seconds here. Keeping that strength. Well done. Now, with 10 seconds left to go, think about reaching that fist up towards the ceiling. If you're enjoying a bit of outside weather already, before it gets too hot, look up towards the sky. Okay, let's take you into those V-sits. So arms long, legs long if you can. Remember, the option to shorten the legs will make it slightly easier. So you could always bend the knees if you want to. Let's get you ready. Exhale as you reach up. Fingers and toes come together, pointing towards the ceiling. Inhale as you lower yourself back down, and repeat. Now, it's really important to add the breathing into this. So exhale as you reach up, inhale as you lower yourself back down, and that prepares you for the next repetition. The last thing you want to be doing is trying to reach up and crunch your body together when your lungs are full of air. So make sure you're exhaling as you reach up, inhale as you lower yourself back down. With 15 seconds to go, remember you've got the options of knees and elbows to make it slightly easier if you need to. But if you can keep it long, that will make you strong. Good. And relax there. Okay, turn it over onto your front. Next up, we've got those toe reaches and the Superman. So once you've reached towards your toes, it's lifting the arm up like Superman about to take off and fly up into the world. Okay, bring yourself up. Reach for the toe, back to that press-up position. Alternate through to the opposite leg, and then the hand lifts off the floor, trying to keep the hips as still as possible. Let's go again. Reach for the toes, and then lift the hands. Your whole goal here is to work fairly slowly. We don't want to rush this. It's a core exercise where we're starting to work on stability. So working too quickly allows your body not to have to hold that stable position. And that's not really what the focus is here. It's all about control. We've got some exercises where you can move quickly coming up in the next round of exercises, but this one is the controlled one. Okay, relax there. Now, I'm going to keep the mat out, but feel free to move it out the way. The next exercise is a T press-up. So this is a full press-up, and then we come into this wide position. I'll give you a little demo. You can be doing these on your knees, and then come up onto the toes, or you could be doing a full movement. Let's get moving straight away. Each time, get a really big depth in. So if you're on your knees, lower chin, chest, and stomach all down to the floor. Then be strong as you push yourself away from the floor. Come up onto your toes and reach up to that T plank position, and then reset yourself. And again, you can do them on your knees, or you can be doing the full press up on the toes as well. It's just about looking at what ability you've got and then going from there. Good. Now, with your last 10 seconds of work to go, keep working with that depth. Just pause a little bit at that T position, just to give your body a little bit more work. Okay, now let's bring you back up to a standing position. The next exercise we're going to have a look at is a squat, pulse to jump. Let me show you. So we're going to squat, pulse, jump forwards and backwards. So squat, pulse, jump forwards and backwards. Squat, pulse. Now, as you just start to push that, this is where you can start to pick up the speed. So we said that we've got a few fast movements to go. This is where I encourage you to work at a quicker speed if you want to. Now, if you're not enjoying, or maybe your knees aren't enjoying that little jump movement, just take yourself into a basic squat. You can drop out that little jump forwards and backwards. There's no need to put it in unless you're feeling good and you want to get after it today and try and challenge your fitness a little bit more. So squat, pulse, push those hips forwards as you extend them up and then back into that little squat position. Last one, and relax there. And the last exercise we're going to do is a power lunge. So this is taking the first movement we did as a step back lunge, and we're now going to make this dynamic. So this power lunge is jumping those legs in that lunge position. This can also just be a normal step back lunge if you want it to be. So this is your power lunge. And like we did in the warm up, you can do a step back lunge if you want to. So you've got the options to make this again easy or hard relative to what you want to push yourself to do. Try and get down into that deep knee position if you can. This is where whatever you were looking at earlier, remember we sort of said that if there was a mirror, a bit of glass so you can have a reflection, or just maybe something to look at, whether it be your computer or any other device that you're watching this on. This is where maintaining that visual will give you a little bit of balance and stability as well. And relax there. Great job. Let's take it down to the floor. Give those legs a little bit of a break. Let's take you back to that T press up again. So remember, the options are on your knees or on your hands, starting in 5 seconds. Okay, let's get you ready. So press up, down. Up into that T position. Just pause for a second. Reset yourself. Bring yourself back up again. Reach tall, hold strong. Now, remember, this is your final round. So if you could push yourself a little bit more, maybe going into those full press-ups, or maybe starting to work a little bit quicker in that press-up, that would be great. Just maintaining that good form all the time. You are looking to get your chin, chest, and stomach down towards the floor. And bringing yourself to a rest there. Let's bring you back up to a standing position. Now it comes for the squat, pulse, and jump. So just remember the options. You could just do a basic squat if you wanted to. If not, squat, pulse, jump forwards and backwards. That's your whole combination. Let's get moving. This is where if you want to start moving quicker than me, that's absolutely fine. I want you to get after your workout. Some of you may be just checking out the exercises and joining us at 12 o'clock at midday, or looking at our 5 o'clock this evening class. They're all live, so join in anytime you want to. If you just want to do the first 10 minutes, just the warm up, and just that first round, that's absolutely fine. We invite you to join in as much and for as long as you want to. Just make sure, if you're going to be doing the workout, you are warmed up, and make sure after the workout that you're going to stretch out the muscles as well. I don't want to leave you all tight and fatigued. Okay, relax there. Last exercise then, the power lunges. Let's get you set up for success. Down into that deep lunge position. Get that visual as to where you're going to be looking for. We start in 5 seconds. So bring the back knee off the floor, and let's jump those legs into that deep lunge position. Back knee coming close to the floor, but maintaining that control. This is where if you want to speed up, you can do. It's also if you don't want to jump, you can just do that step back lunge, and that's absolutely fine. You can alternate the legs. So you've got the options at any time. Just 15 seconds of work to come. Try and push yourself as much as you can do. Then I will help you stretch off and release the tension that you've just been building. Last 5 seconds to go. Keep that speed going and relax there. Good job. Well done, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's take you through a few stretches straight away. We'll come down to the floor. Allow your heart rates to drop slowly. I'm going to rest my knees onto the floor. Transfer the weight into my hands. Lower my hips towards the mat. Lifting my chin and chest tall. Let my eyes roll up, looking towards where the ceiling and the walls meet. If you're outside, enjoy searching for the clouds. Think about rolling the shoulder blades back. Now push into your hands, lift your hips up and look towards your toes for me. Maybe walk your feet a little closer together and just pedal the heels. Just moving one heel at a time down towards the floor, maintaining that good position. Now let's come into that up dog again, just like we did at the beginning. But this time, I'm not going to allow my knees to touch the floor, just so I can get a deeper stretch to the front of the hips. Let's come back up to downward facing dog and hold the downward facing dog this time. Now lifting one foot up into the air, swing the foot forwards towards your hand. And just on the outside of the hand, and if it hasn't quite got there, give it a little wiggle forwards, just readjust it if you need to. And then from here, reach your hand up high. Now think about pushing your back heel away. I want you to create distance from the heel away from where your hand on the floor is. Now bring that hand down inside your foot, step back to downward facing dog, and alternate to the opposite side. Again, readjusting the foot if you need to, then reach your hand up high, push the back heel away again. Good, and just hold that deep stretch. From here, bring the hand down just inside the foot, back to downward facing dog one last time. Now rest your knees onto the floor, and we're just going to bring your big toes together and your knees slightly wider as you drop your hips back towards your heels. And once you're into this deep position, eyes looking down at the floor, just start to creep your fingertips forward. So just crawl fingertips forward slightly, and you start to feel a little bit of a stretch just through the upper back. Now, let's bring your hands towards your knees, tuck your toes under. We're going to come up to a standing position. So roll up for your spine as you do this. And just loosen the body out slightly. Let's take you into a standing quadricep stretch. So finding a little bit of balance, take one foot into the palm of your hand. Push the foot into the palm of your hand so you get a deeper stretch through the quadricep. And if you can think about pushing the hip forwards, you're going to start to stretch through the front of the hips. And this is lovely, especially after doing some of those jumping movements, the pulse movements, and some of the crunching movements as well. Now let's swap over the leg over to the opposite side. Again, holding that position, standing tall, standing strong, pushing through the hip, pushing the foot into the palm of your hand. So you're always doing an active stretch. Okay, and then just shake it out, loosen yourself up. Bring your hands behind you. Link them together, and I want you to think about lifting your chin and chest tall, and think about pushing your hands a little further away from the spine, and just hold those hands away, just so you feel a stretch through the front of the chest. Now imagine wrapping your arms around a giant beach ball. I want you to blow into the beach ball so it inflates, and your arms start to push away, and your hands start to move further away from the chest. So as that ball gets bigger, that stretch increases around the back. Excellent. Just loosen yourself up. Thank you very much for joining me for this Matrix Fitness live workout. We'll be back again at 12 o'clock live, 5 o'clock this evening as well, and also next week. So every Tuesday and Thursday, 7:45 in the morning, 12 o'clock and 5 o'clock. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.